Hey guys, my name is Bando, this is Brexit Bando, and I want to talk about the current ongoing situation with Heresy 3.0, and a common sentiment that I'm seeing. Now, it is incredibly common for huge swathes of the population to be very angry, and they are. There's a lot of vocal negativity going on at the moment. There is also a lot of indifference, and there's a lot of people who are coping. There's a lot of people who are simping for Games Workshop, and there always will be. It is a very common thing that people make the hobby their personality and think that any attack on the company or the hobby is an attack on them, and they will always defend it. And the most common defense I'm seeing at the moment is, "Oh, you haven't seen the full rules, and you haven't seen the PDFs, and you haven't seen the journals." And my answer to that is it doesn't matter, because at the end of the day, somehow, to me, we have two possibilities here. One is they have maliciously removed these items, or two, it's the worst quality assurance, QC mess up of all time, and that's worse, to be honest. If this the biggest miniature company in the world is this incompetent, then they don't deserve your money just as much as if they are actively trying to curtail our hobby. But that first one, if they are taking stuff that is in the game, slicing it out, and then selling it back to you as expansions, well, that is a very predatory business practice, and it's something we've seen in video games, and it's something that is widely not liked. We all remember things like horse armor in Oblivion, the fact that you have to buy the blood in the Total War Warhammer games, games like Darktide now adding classes for a price. Total War, for example, is perfect. Warhammer Total War, which is a great game, you end up buying extra heroes, buying extra armies, buying extra campaigns, and you're like, this stuff could have all been included in the base game. You could have had an absolutely phenomenal game, but actually, no, you wanted to squeeze more and more and more out of people. And I know that GW has hired people who have worked in the games industry, especially in the monetization part of the games industry, and it's not a good thing, because, like I said, it incentivizes you to release an incomplete product. And I don't want to buy Warhammer and then have to buy Warhammer Point 1, Warhammer Point 2, Warhammer Point 3 every 3 months to actually get the game. In gaming, it's easy because I just don't buy the games, and I wait until they've been out for 6 years and a Steam sale comes along and I can pick up literally everything to do with it for like £6. Warhammer isn't like that. Like, Warhammer loves to equate themselves to video games. They always have. They've done it as long as since I worked there. And, oh yeah, look at our models and how much time you spend with them, and compared to buying an Xbox. And it's like, yeah, but in 6 months that Xbox game is half price. In a year it's in the bargain bin and it's a £5. Your 15 quid Rhino is like 35 quid now, and it's the same model. So yeah, I've got a bit of a problem with DLC for tabletop games, as it were. I don't mind expansion books, I really don't. I quite like them. The idea that you are getting a solid expansion to an already established game, which is expanding, hence the name, expansion, that I don't have a problem with. But removing key elements from a game and then selling it back to you bit by bit over the next 3 years is wrong. And the second part is, like, it doesn't make sense. People saying how, oh yeah, they just wait for the PDFs. They'll add all the stuff back in there. It's fine. What's the point? What's the point of doing that? Because if you are going, oh, okay, we're going to keep giving you the options, you're just doubling up on work. If you've said that legacy PDFs are totally acceptable in tournaments and in casual play, then you have no problem with the units having those abilities. So why not keep them in the main book? If you've got the PDFs that are available and legal, then you clearly have no problem with people using those parts. So you expect people to convert the units to use those parts. So if it's like, oh, little Timmy is far too stupid because he's only 11 and he won't know that he can buy a Terminator box set and give them power mauls because they don't have any in the box, and he might have to convince his mum to buy another set of power weapon upgrades, then why can't Tartarus Terminators have power fists that come in the box? To me, it is the opposite of what GW should be doing. You see, to me, and I have never run my own business, bar this channel, I suppose, to me, I would go, it makes sense, but again, I have to preface this, I am on the spectrum, so my mind works very differently to a normal person. To me, I have a box set of 5 Terminators. The Terminators come with 5 combi bolters and 5 power fists. I also put in a power sword for the sergeant. Okay? I want them to buy that box set. I want them to buy more than one of that box set. So what I do is I say the unit can be 5 guys to 10 guys. Okay, cool. Now I know someone's going to want to buy 2 of those box sets. I also create a Terminator upgrade set, which contains 5 power swords and 5 pairs of lightning claws and a heavy flamer and a assault cannon or whatever. And I go, your Terminators can also swap their weapons for these weapons. Please buy my upgrade set. I obviously might be just misunderstanding. Maybe I don't get this. Maybe it's completely, obvious to a normal person. But to me, from a sales point of view, I've sold a box of Terminators, and then most likely an upgrade set. Does that not make sense? I just don't seem to understand. So maybe some of you guys can explain it to me in the comments. Like, just telling someone that they can take what's in the box, to me, limits you to buying just the box. But if you go, yeah, these guys can take an entire page worth of upgrades, that opens it up to you buying multiple boxes. Now I understand that they can't produce too much. They have production limits. I get that. But then, don't you just, maybe you don't need 2 fantasy games, you don't need 2 sci-fi games, you don't need 2 or 3 skirmish games. Maybe you need to spend some of the cash you've made in expanding your production capacity. Maybe you should stop paying out bonuses to the executive team and spend it on building more production, more warehouse space. Maybe you should look at producing your models in larger box sets, so you don't have to spend so much time and money on boxing them. Because, the box is one of the most time-consuming and expensive parts of the model kit, surprisingly. So instead of spending, building a 5-man box, you do it as a 10-man box, which is actually kind of what Heresy did, and is one of the reasons it's a better system. If you're worried about third parties, if you're worried about the competition coming around and making stuff that you're not making, the option is really, really simple. Like, the answer to this is unbelievably simple. Make a better product. People prefer to buy from one place. I don't want to go, I'm going to buy my Terminators. I'm going to buy the arms from Bob's 3D Printing. I'm going to go buy the bases from resin bases are awesomewargaming.org. I'm not going to go and buy some heads from Jill's 3D printing wargaming for you.net or whatever. None of these places are real, by the way. I'm just making them up on the fly. Like, I don't want to buy them from 6 different websites, because then it's 6 different, sets of shipping I have to pay. It's 6 parcels I've got to wait to be delivered. It's 6 chances of a parcel not being delivered or being stolen. Or I can put everything into my basket on one website and click buy. It's almost like you need a small scale upgrade studio that can make resin models on a smaller scale faster. They can make really niche stuff. You could give them a really cool branded name that fits like the aesthetic and the setting, like Forge World. Anyway, my name is Bando. This is Brexit Bando. Thank you for watching, listening to me rant and rave on, as always. If you haven't, please feel free to drop an email over to heresyfaq@gwplc.com and just tell them, hey, I'm not happy with what's going on with these 3rd edition leaks, and it is affecting my desire to pre-order your product. I've already done it. I've been polite. And just let them know I'm worried about how you are handling this game. If you've made it this far, just pop an Unreal down in the comment. Thanks, guys. Bye-bye.